Seafair 2016. We're just over on the other side over there and happened to catch an exclusive where the engine was being fired up, the test run that they put in the boat, and get it ready to go out on the course this afternoon. So let's go in and take a look. Let me give you a quick tour. This is really exciting. The boat fired up, classic hydro. This is where it all started, right here. In this slow motion, all of these classic hydros. I do believe there's almost 14 of them being restored. Go to Seattle. Go to Seattle Museum, and also you'll see the vintage hydros here. Our coverage continues. Here's Blackwell Salvador Productions. Let's go take a look at this Burien that's going to run out in the lake this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to just kind of follow through from one side of the hydroplane to the other and talk to people, whatever. We'll go with the flow. So here we go. The U4 Miss Burien, raced in the 60s, early 70s.
Cool, no, that's fine. That's perfect.
This is the
Okay, I think they're done. So, Glenn. When it's cold, you want about 70 to 90.
Welcome to Seafair 2016. I'm Curtis Blackwell. I'm here with David Williams.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive about that. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Curtis. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Very good.
How many years has the Hydroplane Museum been involved with Seafair?
Well, we've been bringing boats to Seafair, since 1992. We brought the Slow-Mo 4 down. So this is 2016, so that's 24 years. Wow. I did math on TV. You wonder, did I get that right? My mistake going to be enshrined forever. But no, 24 years.
24 years. Wow. And you've been with them for almost 20 years. Am I correct?
Yeah, I started volunteering in 1993. So 23 years I've been with it.
Cool. Let's talk about these classic vintage hydros.
Okay.
What does it take to restore one of these?
It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, and a ton of money. It takes us about 4,000 hours of volunteer labor. Mm-hmm. It takes us about $200,000, and it takes each boat has a restoration crew of about 10 people.
So to fire one of these up and put them in the water is probably about $10,000, $15,000?
Well, we figure it costs us $5,000 every weekend that we run them. Now that's not, some of that is hard costs in terms of fuel. We go through 2 gallons of fuel for every mile that we run. So if you run a 2.5 mile lap, that's 5 gallons of fuel, and we're paying about $11 for trick racing fuel. But there's also wear and tear on the engines. The engines are getting more and more difficult to find and more expensive. And we figure after a certain period of time, and we have it timed out, we've got to do a complete rebuild on the engine, and rebuild is new rings, new bearings, new seals, and it just, if you take all of our costs involved and you figure it out, it's about $5,000 a weekend.
Wow. It's quite a bit. So it's
we're not making money at it. That's
no.
Sure.
I totally understand that. And so let's talk about the museum. What do you see when you go in the museum down there?
We have, at any given time a dozen boats on display. We have 18 in our collection, so we rotate them through. There's always something different to see. The oldest boat in our collection is from 1908, and the newest boat in the collection is from 2010. And you'll see everything from old step hydro to a contemporary turbine race boat.
Wow. So you guys are located down there by South Center?
We are in Kent. We're in Kent, on 196th in Kent. We are open 5 days a week, every day but Sunday and Monday. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're open until 8 o'clock at night. Excellent. So you can come in after work.
Yeah.
All
good
right.
idea. Good idea.
Very
good. You know what? I think we're going to have to...
Did we cover it?
We covered it.
Thank you.
Mr. Crew Member, David Crew Member. Curtis Blackwell with David Williams, President and Chairman,
Executive
Director of the Hydroplane Raceboat Museum, located in Kent, just south of South Center. Come by sometime, see them. And also, they're looking for membership, so you can go get that.
Sure.
Tell us about how you become a member.
Well, we are member supported. We have 650 members. The typical member is a $100 member. That gives you 10% discount off of anything you purchase in the gift shop. That gives you access to the video vault, which is 260 videos from the last 40 years, 50 years of hydroplane racing. It gives you you and a friend free admission to the museum anytime you come down, and more importantly, it keeps the museum open. You know, that 650 people at $100, that pays our rent.
Good.
All right.
Excellent. Well,
Thank you,
very
David.
much. All right. Gotta go racing. We're gonna go back to the shore and catch a couple more of those classic hydros. Curtis Black reporting for Seafair 2016. Let's go racing. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Seafair 2016. Right now you're seeing one of my favorite things going out on the race course right now. That's the BOYOberto from 1974. Oh yes, and then right behind that one, there's the Miss Burien. Very loud. Beautiful classic boats. Lots of action going on here today. We've been here, Saw Video Productions has been here since last Sunday. We saw the pits go together. But right now we're going to see the classic hydros go around for a few rounds. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. These classic hydros, when they first started going and racing back in 1951, in 1950, Stan Sayers put together a boat called Slow Motion Boat and Hydroplane, made from plywood and a bunch of other stuff. And him and his mechanics got together and decided to take it and take on a sport and go to Detroit. So Stan Sayers, along with his associates, put the boat on a trailer and took it over to Detroit, Michigan, and surprised everybody back there and won the Gold Cup in 1950. So in 1951, Seafair had already been formed, and they were looking for an activity to be able to come here in Seattle in the water sport. So they brought the hydroplanes, put Seafair together. So this is the 67th running of the hydros here on Lake Washington. There we are. All right, here they come around North Turn. Oh, look at that. Look at it close, up close. Water's a little rough, but hey, they're doing pretty good. The BOYOberto, followed by Miss Burien, side by side. Oh, love it. Imagine what that was like with 5 or 6 Thunderboats. I could hear them all the way down in Renton's just south there, Seward Park, all over the park, all over the Seattle. You could hear those. What they would do is this: they would qualify started on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Pits were closed for, you know, fine tune-up and everything like that. But then on Sunday for the race, they would get out here and race deck to deck, as you can see right there. Again, that's the Miss Burien and the BOYOberto originally racing. Look at this. What's great about this is that you see those classic rooster tails behind, side by side. Look at that. That's beautiful. Let's just watch them as they come around the North Turn here. Now as they come around south turn up there, you hear that sputtering a little bit. They kind of slow down a little bit. Rolls-Royce Merlin engines, 12-cylinder. There he is as he goes around the south turn. Imagine that, like I said, back in 1950s and 60s, all the way up until about 1979, when the turbines first started coming in. Okay, they're both out there. Just come around slow, and they're going to slow down a little bit here as they go by the log boom and kind of show off to the boaters. And it's a real treat for people out there if you're out there on the log boom. There he is, speeding up a little bit now as he goes by the log boom. Once again, come around the north turn. Wouldn't it be great to be able to be on that boat? Now these hydroplanes, original hydroplanes here, classic ones, do not have a cockpit. Cockpit was put on later on, 1979, 1980. Bernie Little and the Miss Budweiser. And there's another classic boat, Budweiser. Here he comes around north turn. Is slowing down a little bit. Water's a little choppy. Not doing too bad though. There's old BOYOberto and that's glory. Powered by pepperoni is what they used to say. Pepperoni powered. Well, you know, right now I'd like to give a tribute to a person who was a classic hydroplane expert, who was a hydroplane historian. Fred Farley passed away back in April of this year, and he will sorely be missed. So this classic hydro section from Solid Video Productions Archives is being brought to you by Solid Video Productions. Is dedicated to Fred Farley, a good friend of ours. And you can go to solidvideoproductions.com or Facebook, Solid Video Productions Facebook or Twitter, and look at the interview, the 1-hour tribute I did to him this past year. So Fred, God bless and rest in peace. This is for you. Classic hydros here on Lake Washington. Oh boy, BOYOberto, making its rounds, doing about probably 90 miles an hour right now. Notice the rooster tail. That's where it's got its name from. Beautiful classic boats. As he comes around. And this time he's going to slow down. I think this might be the last time he's going to slow down a little bit. Come a little closer to the shore so you can get a good shot of it there. Look at that. Imagine 7 or 8 of those boats coming around. There we go. There. Love that loud roar. And I guess he's slowing down. He's going to make one more turn. There he is as he comes to the south turn. Fred Farley was a hydroplane historian. He wrote articles for online, and he traveled to over 57 hydroplane races here, and consecutive, I should say, hydroplane races in a row here in Seattle. And what we would do is every year we would sit down with Fred Farley and interview him, and he will greatly be missed. So this race here is a tribute to Fred Farley. So as he heads back into the pits, Curtis Blackwell reporting for standing by Stansair. Okay, all right, take 2. Curtis Blackwell reporting for Seafair 2016. Hydroplane race up next, and as you see the classic old BOYOberto head back into the pits. They'll be back later on this afternoon. Lots of great things had happened here this afternoon and today. I'm your host, Curtis Blackwell, along with cameraman Terry Osborne. So we'll be back in just a little bit. Copyright 2016, Solid Video Productions, 425-445-4274 or solidvideoproductions.com.